Over the last decade, Audi, Mercedes-Benz, BMW, and Porsche have made literally billions of dollars in China selling luxury cars. But their sales have been eroded and declining quarter after quarter after quarter. They're losing market share to Chinese companies. And one of those companies has emerged. It is absolutely destroying all of these brands: BMW, Mercedes, Land Rover, Porsche, Audi, Volvo, and Lexus when it comes to luxury car sales in China. The irony is, almost everyone in the West has never heard of this company. And even within China, it's still kind of considered a niche brand. But at the same time, it's now the number one luxury marquee in the country, which is the world's largest auto market. Hello, my friends. Welcome to the channel. Great to have you with us. I'm Sam Evans. You're watching the Electric Viking. Seres, a small Chinese automaker, once best known for its $4,000 minivans, has beaten luxury legacy names BMW, Mercedes, well, everyone, all of them, to become China's most popular high-end luxury car within the space of 4 years. Now imagine if they can do it, who else is going to do it next? Formerly called DFSK Motor, Seres partnered with telecommunications giant Huawei back in 2021 to launch the Aito brand of premium electric and hybrid SUVs. Now, you could call them Huawei, couldn't you? You could really just say Huawei's beating Aito, Huawei's beating BMW, Mercedes, Land Rover, Porsche, etc., because they kind of are. Since that point, Seres has had a dizzying rise. Sales tripled in 3 years to around 427,000 vehicles in 2024. And as a result, the company's Shanghai listing stock is up 120%. But 427,000 vehicles sounds amazing, especially in comparison to Lucid in the United States. But it's not that really all that impressive in comparison to what they're actually doing today. Aito, through its popular M9 SUV, which I actually did check out in China, became the best-selling car brand in China last year in the 500,000 yen and above category, which is considered the luxury car class, despite the vehicle only being launched at the end of 2023. Deliveries of the spacious model, which features Huawei's Harmony operating system, a triple-screen dashboard, more screens than you can imagine, and options such as a dual-zone refrigerator and ambient lighting, were around 151,000 units, according to data from the Shanghai-based automotive consultancy Think a Car. The M9's most basic battery EV version starts from 509,800 yen. Aito's flagship models are reshaping the luxury car market in China, Seres chairman Zhang Xinghai said at the Shanghai Auto Show in April. Aito's success today is thanks to the market's recognition and customers' preferences. Now, guys, all the marketing talk and all that people are going on about, but the truth is, the reason they're doing so well is because of the technology. Chinese consumers, they seem very educated on the cars that they're buying. And I honestly think, I've said this many times, in the West, we're not. We're really not. In general, before I started this channel, I thought I knew a lot about cars, but there's a lot I did not know. Who was making the infotainment screens? Who was actually making the electrical architectures? What chips were they? What chips were being used? This is stuff that the average Western person has no idea. In fact, I'd say 99% of people in the West wouldn't have a clue what automotive chips are being used in their cars. In China, completely different story. So the technology is driving the adoption of these new cars. China's luxury segment was seen as the last slice of the automotive market relatively insulated from the EV transition that has left mass market foreign automakers such as the Volkswagen Group and General Motors struggling to catch up. It's often thought that newer EV automakers with zero pedigree could not match the brand prestige that they offered. I mean, I actually thought that as well. I thought BMW, Mercedes, and Audi and Porsche. I thought, hey, it'll be difficult, and I even said this on the channel, for these Chinese automakers to take the luxury car segment because that brand means a lot in China. But as you can see, it's diminishing quickly. Aito has proven all of that wrong and has shown how Chinese consumers' luxury tastes are drastically shifting. It's also testimony to the success of China's smartphone makers, Huawei and Xiaomi. When the pair independently first started talking about entering the EV market around 4 years ago, They face a large amount of skepticism. I've got to admit, I was skeptical. Xiaomi's sales have been impacted by a fatal crash involving one of its vehicles in late March, but despite that, its SUV sedan is seeing incredible demand. Fronting a media briefing in 2022, Zhang said many doubted that series, which up until that point made only cheap minivans, and Huawei, which had never made vehicles before ever, could manufacture a luxury car. And I've got to admit, I shared their skepticism. Series' success has faced some challenges, however. The luxury car market in China experienced a 23% decline in 2024, which makes it all the more remarkable how well they've done in the year. This is according to data from Think a Car, and this was partly because of the nation's economic slowdown and weak consumer sentiment in that segment. There is also the ongoing price war. The sticker price for most of the 2025 refreshes of the M9 was cut by between 10,000 and 20,000 yen, and the Aito is starting to fall behind. But all that said, this has been one of the most remarkable success stories that I've seen, and the most unexpected success stories as well. It clearly shows that brand doesn't mean that much anymore to well-educated Chinese buyers, or at least to Chinese buyers who love smartphones. Xiaomi and Huawei. Both of them are absolutely killing it and probably are set to launch their cars on a global scale within the next 1 to 2 years. You can see Xiaomi EVs and, well, technically Huawei EVs as well, driving around on roads all around the world. Maybe not in the United States, but probably everywhere else. Thanks for watching. There has been a lot of controversy around the Xiaomi SU7. And yeah, apparently the CEO is saying he's been emotional, very stressed about what's been happening lately. As you guys know, the Xiaomi SU7, it's been one of the best-selling electric cars globally over the past 12 months. It's been sold out. Demand has not been a problem, but quality problems have been a major issue. There's been a whole massive controversy around the SU7 Ultra, about the carbon bonnet not doing what it should have done in terms of providing actual aerodynamic cooling. It was a $6,000 US dollar option, a lot of controversy. I really don't think that matters very much. That said, apparently hundreds of owners are taking Xiaomi to court. I'm not sure what the outcome they're hoping for is, but at the same time that that's all going on, this has just been reported by numerous media sources. The Xiaomi SU7 came dead last in the quality rating among its peers. Last. And it wasn't even close.